Hey guys, welcome to lesson 24. This is your math helper for module 2. Today we're looking at decimal dividends and 10 multiple or sorry, and multiples of 10 for the divisors. And so we're kind of taking our division and we've gone to these like big problems, and now we're kind of focused back in on a specific skill, and that skill is going to be thinking about what do you do with the decimal point when you're dividing, and how does that look. And so we're going to start off kind of small, okay? I've got two problems for you today. Well, quite a few, but they're going to be kind of all related. And so we're going to start simple and then kick it up a notch, and you'll start to get it with practice, okay? So let's take it one step at a time. Let's begin just by taking a look here at something that seems kind of simple, 54 divided by 10. And I want to say this in let's say this in unit form. I have 5 tens and 4 ones, and divided by 10, right? So let's go ahead and let's use our discs that we're going to draw here. And I'm going to draw 5 10 discs. These are each 10. And I'm going to do 4 ones discs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These are my ones discs. And I'm going to divide these by 10, okay? Let's divide them by 10. So 110 divided by 10, if I took just 110 divided by 10, that would be 1, right? That would be 1. And so 5 tens divided by 10 would be 5 ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones, okay? So I took my 5 tens and I divided them by 10, and I got 5 ones. My 5 10 divided by 10, and I got 5 ones. Now I would take my ones. If 1 1 divided by 10, if I took my one thing and I divided it by 10 pieces, I would get a tenth. If you think about that, you can think about an apple and I cut it up into 10 pieces. I would take one of those, and one of those pieces would be 1/10. And so I can write that over here, right, as 1/10. So that became that. Well, 4 of those divided by 10 would be 4 tenths, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tenths. And so 54 divided by 10 would give me a quotient of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 tenths, right? And we know this as fact because when we do something and divide it by 10, we can think about our place value chart, and we know that the number is going smaller, and we know that we're moving it over to the right. Let's take a look at another problem, another example of this. I have 5.4, 5 and 4 tenths divided by 10. Okay, no big deal. Let's just do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and those are all ones. And then 4 discs that represent 1/10. I have 5 ones and 4 tenths. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did. I'm going to divide them by 10. 1 divided by 10 is 1/10. So 5 divided by 10 would be 5 tenths, right? And then 1/10 divided by 10 would be 100th. 4 tenths divided by 10 would be 4 hundredths. And if I take a look at this, I have 5 tenths, and I have 1, 2, 3, I have 4 hundredths. We know that in this one, we're dividing it by 10, so it just got smaller by 10. We moved our decimal place over, and the number got smaller, right? So if we think about this, if we're looking at this as a place value chart, and we have, let's do tens and ones and tenths and hundredths. If I had a number like 54 and I divided it by 10, that became 5.4, right? Each one moved down and over 1 when I divided by 10. If I had 5 and 4 tenths and I divided it by 10, each one moved over 1, right? My 4 became hundredths. And my 5 became tenths. So as we're dividing, the number that we're dividing, the whole, or the dividend, is going to get smaller, right? We're going to have a smaller quotient. We're chopping that up into pieces and splitting them off into groups, okay? So now let's take a look. Let's take a look at something a little bit different. Here's what I want to show you. If you're ready, are you ready? You're ready. You're ready for this. Okay. All right. So if I do 54 and divide it by 90, and what's different this time? Well, this one we're dealing with 90 instead of 10. So what do we know? I know that 9 goes into 54 6 times. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can break 90 down. Okay, let's decompose 90 and see if we can do that with a factor of 10, right? 90 can become 10 times 9, right? So we can do this, we can rename this, we can do this as 54 divided by 10 and then divide that by 9, right? Let's try that out. 54 divided by 10, well, we just did that, and I know that I'm just moving the decimal place 1 over, so that's 5.4. And if I divide that by 9, 54 divided by 9 is 6, so that would be 0.6. Let's try another one here. Let's see if we can do 5.4 divided by 90. Same thing. I can split this up into 10 and 9. So let's do 5.4. Let's do that divided by 10. And if I do that, I'm going to get 0.54, right? Because when I divide by 10, I'm just moving that over. And so that's what I got. And if I do that and divide that by 9, sorry, excuse me, 4 divided by 9, because why 9? Well, remember when I renamed this 90 10, and then I also still have that 9 that I have to divide by. So 54 divided by 9 is 6. So that would be equal to 6 hundredths. Okay. Let's take a look at something a little bit different. Let's do 54. Let's divide that by 900 here, okay? If we divide by 900, I gotta decompose this out. I gotta split this out. Let's make that. How can I make 900? I can do that by 100 times 9, right? So let's do then 54 divided by 100, and then whatever we get, we're gonna divide that by 9. All right, so 54 divided by 100, well, I know I moved my decimal place over, or I'm moving this whole thing over twice, right? Decimal place by 2. So I'll take my decimal place, which is right there, and I'll bump it over by 2 to get 0.54. And then I'm going to divide that by 9. Well, I just did that, and I know the answer is 6 hundredths. Let's do 5 4/10 divided by 900. Well, same thing. I'm going to split it out. So 5 4/10 divided by 100. I'm going to move that over twice. Once, twice, right? I'll put some zeros here so I know what the heck I'm doing. Once, twice, okay? So that equals 0 and 5 4. Moving the whole number over, moving a decimal over, right? Making that smaller. And I'm going to divide that by 9. And I'm going to get 0.0066 tenths, hundredths, thousandths, right? So what we're doing here is when you're getting a number, 900 here, break that down into a factor of 10 or 100 or 1,000 even, and then you can always make sense of that and try that out. You could take the 54 and divide it by the 100. To get your dividend that's been reduced down by 100 or 10, and then you can go ahead and divide it by the number that you broke out, that you decomposed this in, and then you're going to get your quotient. And I hope this makes sense. Good luck. This is it for today. That's it. And so your problem set and your homework is just looking at how you break these things down, and what you do with that 900 on this problem, how you bust that out, or the 90 on the other problem, that the 90 becomes, the 10 and the 9, and making that happen. So good luck. Post any questions or bring questions to class tomorrow. Of course, we're going to build on this some more, and so practice with this concept. You'll get it. You guys will be fine. All right. So good luck. Thanks. Bye.